We've all heard the tales of Zeus and his mythological feats, but how often do we consider his origins? Zeus wasn't the original rulers of the cosmos. He was actually part of second generation of gods, known as Olympians, who overthrew the Titans, the first generation of divine rulers. Zeus may be famous for his triumphs, but few think about his complex background and the possibility that he might have been responsible for the second wave of the Great Flood. But Zeus didn't just rule from above. He also fathered a generation of demigods, half human, half divine, and 100% trouble. Heroes like Heracles, Achilles, and Perseus were stronger, braver, and smarter than original mortals, which sounds great, until they started getting a little too full of themselves. At first, these demigods did exactly what was expected of them: slay monsters, save kingdoms, and make the world a safer place. They were the champions of humanity. But somewhere along the line, power went to their heads. They began to believe they weren't just heroes. They were gods in their own right. And when a bunch of superpowered, overconfident demigods start thinking they're invincible, things are bound to go sideways. Earth became their personal battleground. Demigods clashed for glory, power, and well, mostly ego. Entire kingdoms were wiped out in the blink of an eye, not because they were evil, but because one demigod wanted to prove he was stronger than the next. Heracles went on a rampage, leveling cities just to show off. And Achilles, he treated war like a sport, slaughtering thousands to satisfy his bloodlust. The collateral damage was brutal. Original mortals, regular defenseless people were caught in the middle of the demigods' tantrums. Cities were razed, crops were burned, lands were flooded, and people were left homeless and broken. The demigods were supposed to be protectors, but they became the very thing mortals feared. Wherever they went, chaos followed. Zeus finally had enough. As he watched his own children turn the world into wasteland, spreading destruction everywhere, Zeus reached his breaking point. The one thing he couldn't tolerate was disrespect, especially from these half-mortal offspring, who seemed to have forgotten that it was him who gave them their power in the first place. So what did Zeus do? He did what any reasonable, all-powerful god would do when his offspring went out of control. He decided to hit the reset button. And by reset, I mean flood the entire world. Zeus sent a massive flood to wash away not just the demigods, but all the chaos, destruction, and the arrogance they had left behind. This was the origin of the second wave of the Great Flood. The earth needed a serious do-over, and Zeus was more than ready to clear the board and start fresh. Let's journey to ancient China, where we meet Nuwa, a key figure in shaping humanity. She wasn't just a creator, she was also a restorer of balance. But what catastrophic event caused the heavens to break requiring Nuwa's intervention? That's where things get interesting. The trouble began with Gong Gong, the god of water, who could not stand being compared to Zhu Rong, the god of fire. Gong Gong believed he was superior in strength and power, and that water, as the essence of life and destruction, should reign supreme over all elements, especially fire. Determined to prove his strength, Gong Gong challenged Zhu Rong in heavenly court. The two gods engaged in an epic battle, with massive waves clashing against raging flames. The earth trembled, and mountains crumbled as the battle raged. However, Gong Gong's attempt to prove himself failed. He was ultimately defeated by Zhu Rong. But this is where chaos happened. After his defeat, an unexpected disturbance arose. The turtle dragon, a strange and powerful creature from the celestial realm, began wreaking havoc. The turtle dragon spewed black water, threatening to flood the world. Sensing an opportunity amidst this chaos, Gong Gong, furious from his loss, took control of the turtle dragon and rode it into battle, wreaking further destruction in the heavenly court. With the turtle dragon under his command, Gong Gong's destructive spree was relentless. He flooded the heavenly court, causing chaos as gods retreated. His rampage reached its peak when he collided with Buzhou-shan, the sacred mountain that held up the sky. The force of his impact shattered the mountain, cracking the sky and endangering both heavenly core and Earth's natural balance. The second wave of the Great Flood was unleashed, and the turtle dragon's black water threatened to engulf both realms, leaving the world on the brink of destruction. Just when things seemed most dire, Nuwa intervened. Armed with legendary Xuanhuang flying sword, he defeated Turtle Dragon and subdued Gong Gong. Wearing from the battle, she then gathered the heavenly river stones and used them to mend the broken sky. With the last of her divine energy, Nuwa sealed the cracks, and the flow water receded. Finally, exhausted from her efforts, she transformed into the Mother Earth, ensuring that balance was restored for both the gods and humanity. And that wraps up today's episode of Unleash Your Creation. We've seen how two great floods, one from ancient China, triggered by Gong Gong's fury, and another from ancient Greece, sparked by Zeus's frustration, served as divine resets to restore order in a world overwhelmed by chaos. Whether it was Nuwa mending the heavens or Zeus wiping out the demigods, these myths reveal the cycling nature of destruction and renewal in the fabric of our world. If you are as fascinated by these ancient myths as we are, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter in our journey through time. I'd love to hear your theories. Thanks for joining us today. And remember, these myths are not just about the past. They're the keys to unleashing your own creativity and understanding the world in a new and profound ways. Until next time, stay curious, keep creating, and let's continue to uncover the hidden wisdom of the ancients together.